So I'm gonna go back and watch everything in bulk, like how I did with David Tennant and everything. So I'm excited to get those DVDs and just watch them all.
You gotta watch the 50.
I saw it on Facebook. You know that episode in Full Metal Alchemist with the girl dog? Oh. The caption was, "Do you want to build a human? It doesn't have to be a human." It was so cute. So this is my panel, and I'm Christina, Vee. Oh, thanks. I'm a little sick. My puppy's good. Because this isn't our I brought my Corky with me today. I should have brought it. Oh my gosh. I'll bring her down to the dealer hall. We have a table there. I'll just bring her down after the panel. But you guys can come say hi. She's really nice. She's really friendly. But if there's anything like if you have nice makeup on, you probably don't want to touch her because she's gonna go right for your face.
She's a licker.
Yeah, she's a licker. But we don't let her inside the house because of Corky fur. But since this is a hotel room and we've already paid for them to clean up after her, I left her on the bed. So it's like. So nice. Oh, I should introduce myself. I do voiceover stuff. I am the voice of such characters as Cerebella in Skullgirls, Noel, New Moon, and all those good guys in the Blaze Blue series, including Chrono Phantasma, which is coming out soon. I assume it's safe to say that because it's already out in Japanese and I have English voices. And that's mine. I'm Homura in Madoka Magica, Riven in League of Legends. One of my favorite, I know it's like a small role in only one episode of the anime, but I'm Cubone in Pokemon Origins. Yeah, I was so happy that I got that role. The director had no idea how much of a Pokemon nerd I am. And so like he was asking me questions in the booth and I just like kind of answered like, oh, there's two Nidorans because one's male and one's female. I can voice them both. So just really fun things like that. So that was a good experience. I'm in another episode of Pokemon that just came out. The new Mewtwo, the Genesect? Something movie came out. Yeah. Mewtwo versus Genesect. I'm a little girl.
Is that the one that Mewtwo was basically turned female?
Yes, because there's not one Mewtwo. Oh, sorry, it's pronounced Mewtwo.
Okay. So
I really don't know.
Right.
But Mewtwo's a chick in this movie.
yeah.
Yeah. And stuff. What else am I in? Kaon! And Magi! I'm in Magi. Do you guys know Magi? Yes. Yeah, it's fun. Please watch it. It's on Neon Alley. And I direct Skullgirls. I cast and direct it. And hopefully working on a new game pretty soon. I can't say anything about it, but I'm going to be casting and directing that one too. So, yeah. Really happy to be here, guys. This is my 5th year. I don't have anything fun. Please help.
Alright guys, so just a quick raise of hands, like who here is already a huge fan? Christina knows who she is.
Oh, thanks.
Alright.
Oh, thank you guys.
So a quick introduction, so Christina is a really talented voiceover actor. And she's a huge fan of anime, just like you guys, and we are really honored to have her back for our 5th year.
Yeah, I came here my first convention year that I started doing cons, and I've been back every year since. It was awesome.
Yeah, so like, we're really happy to have her back. I'm sure all you guys are happy to see her too, since I see a lot of fans in the crowd. So for those of you who just aren't super sure, can you just tell us a bit about how you got started in voice acting?
So I wanted to be a voice actor, and I don't know the reason why I wanted to, but I just kind of felt really drawn towards it. So I started doing online voice acting when that first, online voice acting, and what that gave me was a bunch of experience and the know-how to do match lip laughs, and also the know-how to do like sounds that anime characters do, and a lot of people can't really grasp their head around the you know, that kind of thing. So, you know what I mean. So I auditioned at a anime expo amazing, was doing the very first panel, and they liked my voice a lot. And they let me go in and audition for an anime show called Samurai Champloo. That gives you a date to how far back it was. I didn't get that role, but... no, I was up against Kari Wallgren, but they told me that they really liked my voice, that the client liked my voice, and I almost got it. So that would have been awesome, but when you're 16, you're not ready for that kind of role yet. Well, maybe you are. I wasn't. And from then, I got my agent just by working hard and continuing to do what I loved. And you know, I was going to school all the time. I did plays, and I went to college, and I majored in theater. And the whole time I was submitting for new voice acting roles and making new connections in the industry and meeting friends and things like that. That's how I got started. As an actress. Sorry.
So I know that voice acting, you're also a singer, and you guys don't know, she has her own YouTube channel which she posts amazing covers of anime songs, Snake Eater, which I thought was amazing. So there's video songs as well. So like, do you also sing on the side, or is it just a hobby, or do you want this album anytime soon?
I just sing for fun. I have done it professionally. I did the Adventure Time video game. It came out last year, I believe, maybe like 2012, and I got to sing a song on that. I got to sing in K-On, and they actually invited me, and this never happens. This is not how the industry is, but they asked me who I wanted to play in K-On because they loved my YouTube music so much, and I was like, yeah. I mean, you know, we'll play it by ear, whoever I sound best as. I was like, oh, please. So, yeah, but we didn't actually get to dub the songs in the show, but we did get to travel and sing and stuff like that, so that was fun. Yes?
Can I make a small request?
Sure.
As a fan of Noelle, and she's a fan of Lychee, would you mind saying hands off the panda?
Hands off the panda!
Thank you.
Sure. Yes.
Speaking of going to Blue, since the game's coming out in March, the last game of the series apparently.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Well, one can only guess. It seems they're going back to working on Guilty Gear. But in any case, long story short, do you know if that punk Hazama and that dirtbag Aurelius get what's coming to them in stories?
You know what? See, I can honestly say I don't know because, you know, when I don't get to see the entire script. I only see what I'm recording, and I see the lines above what I'm recording, so I get a grasp of what's going on in the scene. But everything else is a secret. So, I mean, they'll tell me what I need to know, but I guess that wasn't it. Well, okay, no, actually, I remember some of it. But I guess you have to wait.
Yeah, you should buy the game and find out. That's what you should do. Support the industry. But speaking of actually recording, you brought up a good point. It's like, how does the process usually work? For those of us that don't really know, do you know a bit about the story ahead of time, or is it just they just tell you you play this person, and you did his background?
See, the only way I would know the story ahead of time is if I'm a fan of it, which I am a lot of the time.
So a lot of times, like, they'll tell you, for example, like, if you're dubbing a show like Tommy, it's not even out, will you go, like, do some research on it first to get the whole story?
Sometimes, but sometimes like, hey, can you come in tomorrow and read for Magi? And actually for Magi, I knew about it first because they were holding open auditions at Anime Expo, and they actually did choose some of those people to come in and record some of the incidental characters. But after they auditioned them, they came to everybody else and auditioned us too. And it's a really fast process. I mean, for Magi, I was in the process of recording another show, and I had a 15-minute break. I'm like, hey, can you just record me doing this quick audition? And I did it once, and I sent it, and then I didn't hear anything for about 3 weeks. And they're like, oh, hey, you got Margiana and Magi. So it's a really like fast process, but that's like, you can't really dwell on what you audition for because, I mean, that's kind of the challenge of being a fan of the things that you're in is because you can put a lot of stake on it. Well, stakes are actually pretty good. But yeah, so you just want to audition and just kind of let it go, and you'll be surprised at the things that come back. Yeah.
So, like, typical process is you just go into a booth with scrutiny and the director, and it's just yourself.
So it's just yourself, And then they have a glass window right here, and have the director and the engineer in the other room. And you get an Excel sheet. We used to have, I remember the days of paper scripts. It's funny, because there's no paper scripts anymore.
Also, it is digital now.
It's all digital.
Okay, because I remember I would see like clips and people like flip the script at the right time to start reading.
No, it's all digital, and now everybody's going to iPads. So it's all like, yeah. So you just scroll, and all you see is the text. I mean, they'll show you the character ahead of time, and sometimes I'll ask for them to put it on the screen. But other than that, you just play the scene, and it's not all the actor. It's the director, and even the engineer have so much to do with the final performance. Yeah. Yes.
You mentioned normally you don't get to choose your role. You get cast with something.
Yes.
If you were cast with Skullgirls, does that mean you got to basically assign yourself to a role, or?
For Skullgirls, there was like a really early build that they just wanted to hear voices, so they cast me as Sarah Bella and Miss Fortune after reading for it. And then when they got the actual game license to be published, they asked me to be Sarah Bella again. But what happened was I wanted to be Philia. So I just kind of said, okay, I'm going to audition for Sarah Bella and Philia. Hey! I'm going to audition for Sarah Bella and Philia. So I kind of, I let them hear other roles. The people read for Sarah Bella, which is kind of a big risk. It's like all or nothing. But I almost got both Philia and Sarah Bella because they liked my voice. I think I don't even know how to speak English, guys. For both of the characters. So, but what ended up happening for that was I wasn't really comfortable with the idea of having one voice. I think it kind of detracts from it.
Yeah.
So I reached out to more people to audition, and one of them was my friend Christina, who hadn't been in a game yet. She's in a couple of small anime roles at that point, but she really wanted to be a voice actress, and I knew that she was good. So I had her read for Philia, and they're like, yeah, her, she's awesome. I'm like, yes, okay. So that's the story behind Sarah Bella and Philia.
Oh.
Yeah. If I could choose a character to be in Skullgirls, what would I choose? No, actually, I really love Sarah Bella. And I really like that she's Hispanic. That's really cool. I mean, it's not even a crucial part of the plot point, the story, which I think is even better. It's just, that's what she is. And it's cool, it's awesome. So, yeah. Yes.
Speaking of Skullgirls, during the Kickstarter, was there any particular character that you would like to have seen voted into the game, other than the ones that were selected?
Yeah, I really wanted Adam to be in the game.
Ah, yeah.
Okay, you have like all these really crazy characters, hands on their...
I'm not hard to find, huh?
And what?
I said, I'm not hard to find.
And like things coming out of their stomach, and then there's this Adam, and he was like, normal guy. And I thought, it would be great to have normal guy in this game. So, yeah, I really wanted Adam to be in it, but also Eliza. I really wanted her too, and we got one out of two, so that's great. But Beowulf, I'm very sold on him and his. Beowulf is a character. He's like a dude. Well, he is a dude, and he uses a folding chair to attack. So yeah, so that's Beowulf. Yes.
So, do you play games that you voice acting, and if you do you actually like being characters, or is that just super weird?
It's not weird at all. That's like the best part. It's so fun. At first I was a little like, oh my gosh, I sound that way. I mean, I think that's a normal thing. But these days I'm just like, yeah, it's me. I'm a Pokemon. For League of Legends, I really love playing Lux. But there was like this peer pressure to be Riven. People would watch me. I guess they would spectate on games I was playing, which is nerve-wracking because I suck. And then they'd be like, "Why aren't you Riven?" "Oh, it's Christina. Why are you Lux?" I'll learn Riven. So I got to be her a bit. But still, my playstyle is very much like tap and run. It doesn't really work for Riven. So I'm a pretty bad Riven player. But I will be her from time to time, especially. At those moments where she's very overpowered, like she was a few weeks ago. That's when I shined. It's all skill, not really. But yeah. Blaze Blue, I do play well because I like playing the female characters in fighting games, and especially the agile ones like Chun-Li and who who I still can't get over the fact that she rarely shoots her guns. It's so weird.
Agreed.
Yeah. So Noelle has 2 guns, but what she does is she will throw them at you. She will hit you with the gun, but very rarely will you actually get shot with a bullet. So,
Do you ever like trash talk to your room and see the characters go play?
there is well-documented evidence that that is kind of impossible for me to do. There's Skullgirls, like dirty trash-talking matches between me and Christine, and Bill was like, "Oh, you're going down? My monster is better than yours. You're stupid." So there are things like, yeah, I can trash talk. I mean, I can when I'm in traffic. But when it's like gams, when it comes to video games, just a good time.
So you just set up a mic in your car.
Oh, yeah.
When you're driving, just have the script there, and the fact that that's like insanely dangerous. And then just have mics in there, so you're screaming and yelling, and then,
Yeah. Well, you know what? We're playing Last of Us right now, and you know how?
Easy game.
Yeah. You know how Ellie is always cussing, but it's like you don't kind of consider it cussing. I don't know why. It's just not threatening. I feel like that's how I am when I cuss. So I don't think I'm a good trash talker. I'll keep trying.
So for most of the work, is it all takes place mostly in LA? You know, for people who are in the industry, like I've heard it's mostly you have to kind of be in the area to audition for it because I do know also like these days with digital, you just audition from your home office.
Yeah. So it's very kind of mixed bag. A lot of audition these days, you do have to record from your home, and it's really important to sound good in your home studio. So most auditions I'll send from home. I had a callback for a big show, and callbacks they'll usually call you into the studio because they want to hear you record live. So I did that. Just kidding. But yeah, I did it. But tomorrow I have to leave here a little bit early today, earlier than I hoped to, because I have an in-studio audition for something that's not a callback. I did get, that's right what you said about having to be in the area. For the first time ever, maybe 2 months ago, I got an audition from Funimation, and I recorded that from home. And yeah, I mean, New York, I got to record Pokemon two times. Because I was in the area and because he knows my voice, the director knows my voice and knows my name and my reputation. So he invited me to record for these characters who he thought my voice would fit. So yeah, it's all over the place. You know, there's not really one formula to getting work.
Do they actually, I'm just curious, like, do they fly you out to New York, or is it like kind of like you have to leave the area? Or is it just you have to get there somehow? There's like, well, you have to get here, not the jet.
Well, the first time, I was planning to take a vacation in New York that week, and it was like months ahead. And I said, hey, I'm going to be in town this week. If you have anything, please let me know. And I never heard back from him, and then I kind of canceled that vacation. And then like the week of, he's like, hey, you still in town this week? Because I have a role for you. I'm like, yes, I'm in town. I'm just chilling, you know, by the Statue of Liberty. But really, that's what I did. I'm like, yeah, I'll be there. So I went there, and it worked out fine because I had to be in Florida that week too. So I did that. And this last one, he knew I was going to be in town for a convention. So
Wow, so it's a lot of like multitasking.
yes, and then yes.
So I know that you probably constantly get asked, like, how do I become a voice actor and all that, but what I want to know is, how do I become the tech guy?
Oh, the tech guy.
Yeah, who works in the
See, I don't have a lot of experience, but there was a period last year when I wanted to be an engineer as well. And this is what I heard. You need to go to school for it, in a good school. Do your research on the credentials. And the way to get jobs is to be an intern. So you want to go to school and you want to intern while you're in school learning. But yeah, being the engineer, the tech guy is a really stable, great job. And it's a very difficult job too. But I hear that they have the most stable jobs out of more than the actors, more than the directors, because they're constantly needed for every project. So yeah, that's what I hear is you got to go to school for it and then start interning while you're in school. Sure. Yes.
So what did your in-home setup? I'm assuming you use much more than what you said.
I use I condenser microphone, but these days I just use my Apogee iMic. Yeah, it's funny. It's in my bag in the hotel room. And then I have like soundproofing foam for my room, which use at your own risk because the first week I had it, I kind of thought I was going crazy. Because you can hear your heartbeat and like there's like the constant ringing in your ears because it's so quiet in the room. It sounds good. So yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything too fancy. It's just I use my iMic and it sounds great in my room with the soundproofing.
And that's not to, and that's good for ones that you actually submit for.
Auditions, yeah. It's not good for like the actual product, but
Right, but just for audition. That's just submission.
yeah.
I've heard of other voice actors having higher students.
Yeah, me too, and that's great for them. And they are going to be able to work from home. And like a lot of people do audiobooks work from home. I can't do that. I just audition. I don't do audiobooks anymore. Yeah. Yes.
How do you feel about the future of storytelling and fighting games?
I'm excited. What's another good example except for Blaze Blue? Mortal Kombat. Okay, I haven't played the new Mortal Kombat.
Injustice.
Injustice. That's cheating. Injustice is cheating because they have like 50 years of backstory. Soul Calibur is awesome, but I feel like they've been kind of doing it a bit longer, doing like the whole cutscene storytelling. You know what? For fighting games, I really believe that the characters are the game. So what I love about Skullgirls is that you can kind of see the story between the characters, even from their intro sequence, where they have different lines, and you kind of get a grasp of what their feelings are towards each other. So I'm looking forward to new ways how they're going to keep building upon that, and I really think it really adds something extra when you're fighting like rivals together, or when you're tag teaming and they're, I think it'd be really great if they keep continuing on the path. Maybe they have like special combos that they can do because they're brother and sister or they're lovers or something like that.
Speaking of fighting games, actually, so you mentioned earlier that you directed first. How was that experience different than voice acting?
It was a lot easier for me actually, because when you're directing a game, the toughest job is the casting. When you cast the right actor, they're going to do all your work for you in the booth. As opposed to somebody who maybe isn't right for the role, they have to keep reminding them to keep the voice higher or lower, or keep feeding them lines or showing them how to act the line. But we're lucky for Skullgirls that we got really great actors, and it's really my job to make them feel comfortable and to make them feel at home and to give them adjustments on maybe speed or let them know the story. So it was really humbling to see that side of the industry, and even the casting had to know that it's really not personal. It's just that one person had just a little something different about their voice that made it match that character.
So, like, would you say your experience as an actor, would you sometimes you said that, you have to kind of show them how you've done. But do you think it's important for a director to have a little bit of acting experience for people?
I know some directors aren't actors, but I think that being an actor definitely gives you kind of that other side of the glass, where like everybody, you just have to assume that everybody is like catatonically afraid, because it is a very difficult job. You're selling yourself, you're putting yourself out there. So I think it does help to know like that's how they feel. This is what I gotta do to make them feel like it's gonna be okay. Yes.
What's like the best way to recover from being rejected?
Oh, being rejected from an audition. The best way to recover from being rejected from an audition is know that nobody's working as much as you think they are, and know that, how can I put this? Alcohol? No, not alcohol.
It's like terrible for your voice, right?
Yeah, it's kind of bad for your voice. But just know that everybody goes, it's such a common thing. It's just part of the job. You get the roles that you get, and then other ones, they're not meant to be. Everybody is rejected from jobs every day. Laura Bailey, she doesn't get everything she auditions for. Tara Strong, she doesn't get everything audition for. It's just part of the business, you know, and at first it is really hard. It's like, oh, I really wanted that, but then you just learn that your jobs are going to find the way to you, and you know, everything else is like, okay, great for them, they got the part, that's awesome. And that's really it. And it doesn't have anything to do with your acting ability. It's just a normal part of the job is not getting a part or getting a part. And it's really a lot more common not to get a part than it is to get one. But I think that's what makes it so awesome when you do get a role that you really love. So yeah, just, everybody in this field fails, quote unquote, every day. So there's really nothing. The only failure that can happen in this business is if you give up, and that's really it. Oh, thanks.
So speaking of jobs, I'm like, what's the longest running you've had a continuous sort of role for, or how long does it take usually to record an actress?
Oh, anime go by really fast for me.
Do they like record it all at once, or is it like you come in every?
Well, I think we do like, maybe they'll have the scripts ready through 1 through 4, maybe wait a month and they'll have 5 through 8 ready. The longest show I've had so far, it's for a Disney Channel show called Violetta. It's not in the US, which is sad, but I play Violetta, and it's an 80 episode show so far. And it's 1 hour each episode. So I've been doing that since last February. Yeah, so we're almost done though. So, and they might have another 80 episodes soon, so it's pretty cool. Yes.
So have you seen Madoka Magica building?
Yeah. I really hope so. We did do a big red carpet thing, and I got to meet the producers there, and they, I can't say for sure or not because I really don't know, but I'm really crossing my fingers, and I'd be very happy to voice Homer in all her incarnations. So, yeah. He's awesome. Yes. Can I do the voice of Ribbon? Ribbon.
I am awakened. What is broken can be reforged.
Does that sound like it? Because one time I did it and the guy was like, that was very close. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah.
Do you ever get confused between roles where you think you're talking like one person and you're actually doing a different voice completely, or it's not?
Oh, like double casting?
Is it hard to keep them straight in your head?
No. I love all my characters, and I'm very on top of the different characters. And I think it is kind of like the fan mentality where I know the difference between Moo, Nu, and Lambda, who are all robot girls with the same voice, but they all have slightly different personalities. So, no, and plus we'll never go down a script and record the voices at the same time. If we're doing, let's say we're doing Lambda, we'll record all of Lambda's lines, even though she's talking to Nu. We'll go back and record Nu. Yeah, so they keep it compartmentalized for us. Yes?
How long did it take for you to voice act for
Ribbon. How long did it take you to record
Ribbon took me, I think it was just 2 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just a 2-hour session. I mean, if you see like the clips, it's maybe I have 4 minutes of dialogue total, just back to back. So it took about 4 hours to record those to find the right voice for her, and then to kind of make up the death sounds, the laughing. I was really confused about the laughing. I was like, why do they want me to laugh so much? There's so much laughing. It doesn't seem like she's funny. She's so sad. What's so funny? But yeah, so it took about 2 hours to record a Ribbon. Yeah.
Are you working on any other new projects, like personal or like? Well, I know you obviously can't talk about those. You can't talk about this. Any personal side projects going on?
You know, March 2012, I started a Kickstarter for a music video, and it got funded. And I love the character design, she's so adorable. And I sent sent off everything, the storyboards, the song is finished and sent to them, and now I'm just playing the waiting game. It's all in their hands, in the animators' hands, and you know, they keep me updated. It's like, all right, you know, this is behind schedule. I'm like, yeah, it's been like 2 years behind schedule. But like, yeah, but so I'm waiting on that.
Is there any other projects you're thinking of doing or looking forward to?
There's always kind of the idea of doing a Pokemon remix CD of TV and Master. I really want to redo it all and try to find a way to publish that officially through Pokemon USA. I think that would be really fun. So that's always looming in the background as soon as I get some free time. I'm always working on video games. I just did one last week. I worked on, I think, 4 anime so far this year. It's been a really good start. And I think I have about 10 or 11 games coming out this year so far. So yeah, so last year was really busy. It was great. So I'll keep you guys updated on my Facebook and hopefully some really fun titles that you guys will like will be part of that list. Yeah. Yes.
How good are you at playing Noel familiar in the Facebook video game? Have you gone against opponents like Bobby and
You know, I only play against like my roommates, my friends, and stuff like that. I did get pretty good at Sarah Mallet from Skullgirls for a bit. This is just talking about fighting game-wise, because Mike Z told me that I could only work for him if I knew how to play the game. So that's really good. That's a really good motivator. And that guy is tough. It's like, I told you to grab. Why aren't you grabbing? Gosh, 30 minutes later, I'm like, it's so hard. So I was pretty good at Skullgirls for like 15 minutes, and then like he was satisfied, and I was like, okay, good. And then I just kind of forgot. But Blaze Blue Noelle is fun. I really like the first game, Calamity Trigger, playing as new. Nobody can beat me.
like spam this, you know?
Spam that thing that goes.
Yeah.
Oh, you're backing into the corner? How about the corner? It's the best ever. Yes.
Is there anybody that you'd like to work with, voiceover-wise?
Is there any what?
Anybody that you'd like to work with that you've never done before?
Work with? Yeah, there's a studio called Studiopolis. They do Bleach and Naruto. I've never worked with them. So I think that's kind of one of my goals this year is to audition for them. But you know what? I think everything is kind of leaning towards working on the AAA video games, hopefully getting into, well not hopefully, one day I'll get into original Western animations, and that's really the career goal is to work with those big guys like Tara Strong and Fred Tatasciore and Steve Bloom, those guys. Yes?
For future games that you're going to work on, are they going to be physical copies? So just in case like it happens to be in AOD next year, inside.
Physical copies of what?
Like any upcoming games.
Upcoming games. Oh, can I bring physical copies? Is that what you're asking?
Huh?
Are you asking if I can bring physical copies?
Well, like are the companies going to produce any physical copies of the game games as opposed to digital?
Oh. Okay. Most of them I think yes. I think 1 or 2 are going to be like PlayStation Network and iOS. So not those ones. But I mean, you can always print out pictures. I'll sign your picture.
I'll sign your phone like PlayStation controller.
I'll sign your iPad screen when you're playing. But yeah, I'm still really kind of hoping Skullgirls get some kind of physical release because it is fun to have the box. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we get involved in these projects. Does that ever make any legal trouble with the owners of companies? Like, for example, when you sell I say yes.
Oh, fan projects. It's a mixed bag. Like I said, I did get K-On, and they wanted me to be Haruhi in an episode of Endless Eight. It didn't work. But that's because they like my music. But on the other hand, you do get broken letters in broken English from a Swedish company saying that he manages the people who do caramel dancing, and saying that you can't cover every song because you stuck. And he got really happy. He's like, you are a terrible singer. I'm like, oh my goodness. Yeah. And then he got me banned from YouTube. I was like, hey, I'm very sorry, I'm removing it right now. Because I posted it and I got like 500,000 views almost overnight. It just like exploded. Caramel Johnson English version before their English version came out, which I think was the reason why, because they were working on their own English version. So it's really, you know, if you're doing that, I mean, there are laws being passed right now, I assume, that are changing copyright laws, but it's just kind of a risk that you take. But I really feel like all the fan-made content really just boosts sales, because people find out about the show they like, or they really like that song, and they want to hear who really did it, and they buy their version, so.
And also, come on, like, it's really, how often do we get like an industry person who does what she loves and does fan made, right? I mean, so I personally think that's awesome.
Thanks. So, yeah. But yeah, the goal is to hopefully do more official stuff. Is to do more official things and, oh my goodness, I can't continue. I'm stuck.
Well, like, that case with, I was thinking you could switch gears and just talk about conventions. We went to a lot of conventions.
Yeah.
Yeah, before you became, like, industry, you know, so, like, conventions.
My first convention, the only convention I went to before I became industry was Anime Expo, and I went every year. I've been going every year since I was 12 years old.
Wow.
So, yeah.
How does it change, like, what are the differences between going down, like, how do you feel is going down? Is it yes as opposed to when you used to just go to
It's very different. I mean, it's very much a lesson in public speaking. I used to be terrified, like, oh my, people are speaking. But now it's just like, all right, I hope people come. Then I just open my mouth and do something weird.
yeah, maybe like, what are some of the most interesting things that happen to you at conventions?
Dancing.
War stories.
You mentioned horror stories. I think I have to
I mean,
say
war stories.
war stories, not horror stories.
There can be war stories.
I've got to meet a lot of cool people. Like I'm trying to link right now, but dancing on stage with Minori Chihara, the voice of Yuki Nagato, was pretty awesome. Singing with Keon, then doing like the Australian conventions, all like the superstars, eating lunch with Carl Urban and Edward James Olmos, and getting dissed by Carrie Fisher. Yeah, I really tried, guys. It's like, I really want to say, I love your book. Oh, of course I'm not going to, I love your book. But I just wanted to be like, hello. And I was talking to her handler. He was a really nice guy. And then she finally came and I was like, hello. And she was like, oh, Princess Leia rolled her eyes at me. See, that's, I don't know. Conventions can be very, very stressful, especially if you're traveling. So. No, I love Star Wars, guys. I'm really sad about the extended universe kind of being like thrown out the door, but I'm really excited for the new Star Wars. That's another one. Oh, I try to make friends with the Weasley twins, but they, calling them the Weasley twins is probably, an indicator that they shouldn't be my friend. So to be like, hey guys, let's go to Harry Potter Land. I did invite them to Harry Potter Land once. They're probably talking like, oh yeah, there's this one guest of honor, and she was like, hey Weasleys. So yeah, I have a really fun time. I've met some really awesome people, and meeting the people that you grew up watching or loving and just realizing that they're normal people with worries and cares who don't get parts when they audition, and who are fans of the things that they love, and they're just constantly moving forward is a really humbling, unique experience that I think it was really a great life lesson.
Actually, that reminds me of something. Have you ever had a chance to work with somebody you once kind of watched or admired as a kid?
I work with Wendy Lee a lot these days, so that's pretty cool. Gene Starwind. It's really funny because I didn't know he was Gene Starwind until. Do you guys know who that is? Outlaw Stars?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the director. He was directing that Disney show, and I worked with him on so many projects. So it's, I don't know, it becomes like kind of that disconnect, I guess. It's like, all right, those are the characters that I really love. And, you know, the person who voiced them is completely different character. You know what I mean? And so they both have different spaces, I guess, in my heart.
So what's like a typical day like for you? Any kind of prep you do, kind of relaxation, get yourself in the role?
These days, recording day. Let's say I have a session like at 1. I'll wake up and I'll play Frozen Freefall on my iPad for like 2 hours. And then I like walk around, play with my dog, play with my cat, and then maybe an hour till I start singing Let It Go. And I'm like, I can do anything. Or Sophia the First is a big one for me. She's like, I can do anything. So I like to sing songs. So that's how I warm up really. And that's really it. I just hum and sing all day until it's like, yeah. So it's you know, I used to do like this big workout routine for my mouth. Even working out too. But then you realize like, you don't need to go that far. You just gotta, you know, make sure you get some normal amount of exercise and stuff. And then it's not really a big deal. You know what I mean? You don't have to stress about working out and things like that, guys. Just be happy.
You got used to it. I remember like you showed us one of your like warm-up routines.
Oh, the warm, yeah. See, yeah. I had like the vocal warm-up stuff too that I used to do a lot too, and that's still really good. But these days, I just rather sing, which I think works out fine. But I was like talking about this kind of workout because I used to do that every day, and then I just realized like I stopped working out for like 2 weeks, and the world didn't end. And I was like, you know what? You just gotta, you know, walk your dog every once in a while, and as long as you feel happy, then you're fine. So,
What about getting into characters, or is it like
getting into character, I usually don't worry about that until I'm in the booth, because I want to make sure that that's the space where that character lives. So, yeah.
Yeah, you don't really want to take it.
Yeah, you really don't want to take your work home. You just leave her there. And, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's why improv is so good for voiceover acting. You know, because that's all you're doing is you're just playing improv, basically. With a script. That makes sense. It doesn't make any sense.
Alright, so we have about 10 minutes, so we can do Q&A time at the end. You guys
5
have
minutes.
questions for her? Oh, 5 minutes, okay.
When Skullgirls was going through like the funding process and like you kind of like you're excited that you kind of get funded and you got mixed roles to be the female husband. How did that feel like going through that time?
It was so exciting because first we did the breast cancer funding, and that was really, really awesome to be part of that energy and crowd, especially being at Salty Cupcakes. So the whole thing was it just blew my mind. I had no idea we were going to raise that much money. So I remember there was an article on, I think Kotaku, was like, it costs this much money, a ton of money to build one character for a fighting game. And I was like, that is a lot of money. Are we going to raise enough money to finish quickly? But we raised so much more. We raised almost $1 million. So that's really amazing, and I'm very happy to be a part of that. Yeah.
And also, if you can like do like some examples of the female answer.
Female announcer? Oh my gosh. Oh, my favorite line was when you push pause, she says, "Mom, I'm playing video games!" Yes.
So, what's your opinion on the free-to-play model of fighting games that seems to be increasingly common now?
Free-to-play fighting games? I don't have any experience with that yet, but I'm interested to see that. I'll check something out, check some titles out. Interesting. Huh. Any other questions? Yes.
So you said you're going to Anime Expo since you're 12. How does it feel going from a fan going to conventions to now being a voice actor and being on the other side and fans coming to you?
It's a very, very different experience because I used to cosplay and just hang out and stuff, and it was so much fun, and I love it, and I miss it. And yeah, so sometimes, it is very interesting, and it's kind of, I feel like conventions are kind of like my part-time job. And everyone is so different. You have different interactions with people, and the people who run the con are always different. And I don't know, know, it's kind of like leading two lives in some ways. Yeah, I'll let you know when I figure out how I actually feel about it. But yeah, I'm just really lucky that I get to do it. That I get to come out to conventions and travel.
Do you feel like now that you have this reputation as a voice actor and everything, you can't cosplay the conventions and stuff? Like you have to go as yourself?
That's something that I actually have been kind of trying to figure out for myself, because most people are really cool about it, but then there'll be like that one director who doesn't know anything about anything, who doesn't understand cosplay, or he's just not immersed in the generation. And it's sad to say, but that I mean, it's very few. But so you have to be very careful about the image. Like if you haven't met that person, you don't want them to see you. I don't know. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure it out, because I did have an experience with something like that. I wasn't cosplaying, but I had an experience with somebody who just didn't get it. And he was like, I don't understand. Why would I don't know. So I will let you know when I figure that question out. But in my opinion, cosplay is awesome, and I love doing it. I don't do it anymore because it's hard to find characters. I like to cosplay as characters I look like. But I'm not saying I'm old, but I'm getting a little bit older. I'm not exactly high school age anymore. I really like to do more Marvel and DC cosplay. I love doing those. So, yeah. But yeah, I can't do it when I travel. It's crumpled luggage and things like that. So, yes.
Any top 10 favorites so far?
Top 10? I don't know if I can choose 10. But I want to cosplay Wasp.
Oh, awesome.
Is she DC?
No.
Marvel. Okay, yeah. I'll be Wasp. Regular, I guess. I saw a hand back here. Yes.
Do you have a favorite skin on ribbon? And do you own any skins in general?
Favorite skin? I use Championship ribbon a lot. I like the bunny one too. It's really cute. I know there's a new Dragon Blade one coming out soon, so I want to check that one out. But yeah, I definitely see the Championship ribbon. Yes.
Earlier, we talked about playing characters up in there. On other games like Skullgirls or Blaze Blue, do you get a chance to play other characters and find out the favorites besides those?
Yeah. Like I said, in League of Legends, I do like to play Lux a lot. Blaze Blue, I really just play my character, I have to be honest. I like them a lot. And plus, I have like 4. I'm like, oh, alright, I don't really like that one. Okay, and now it's time to go. But thank you very much, guys, for coming. I'll be hanging out there until next League of Legends panel in this room. Yeah, so we are hosting for Christina. She does have a League of Legends panel at 1 to 2 p.m. Right here in this room, or the live events director. So right now.